A word for you from Judges chapter 13 verse 2. Now there was a certain man from Zorah of the family of the Danites whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and had no children. I've only read one verse, but do go and study this chapter for yourself, for you'll see that although it speaks of the suffering of God's people, and at this present moment, which is referred to here, there was a dryness and barrenness in the nation of God, not just in the wife of Manoah. For God's people had sinned, it says in verse 1, again, done evil in the sight of the Lord again, and the Lord had handed them over into the hand of the Philistines for 40 years, and they were under a cruel yoke. But nevertheless, God was working his redemption plan. And so in verse 2, it speaks here of a certain man, a humble, unknown man, Manoah, and his wife who was barren. It would have been a tragedy in those days not to have any children. And so there was, and this symbolizes for us, a hopeless situation, utter barrenness. The nation of God was in slavery to the Philistines. And what's more, the family through whom God was going to work, they were barren. It just indicates for us again what God is like in his redemption plan. Our loving and sovereign God has decided here to work through a family who had no hope of children, let alone a great and famous and powerful son, Samson. It just shows that God chooses the humble and will work as he wills. Also reminds us, some thousands of years later, when God was going to work through an unknown man called Joseph and his wife-to-be Mary. And even in their situation of being unknown and unrecognized, God was going to bring about his redemption plan. Take hope and ponder upon it, that even if you find yourself in a barren, dry situation, the Lord is able to work and turn things around. He's able to bring a rescue plan. Even if things look dark, despondent, and there doesn't seem to be any light at the end of the tunnel, God is able to rescue you even from the hand of the Philistines, which he has handed you over to. Look to him for salvation. Ask him for his way out. And as you repent, you'll find that he'll work far above what you can ask or think.